Hello everyone, this is Richard here from Terraform Tiny Homes, and today I'm going to take you through my final gear list for the PCT. I'm taking off for the Pacific Crest Trail Southern Terminus in exactly 1 week from today, on April 5th, and I'm very excited to get on trail. Over the last 6-7 months, I've gone through quite a bit of gear changes in preparation for hiking the trail. I did the Joshua Tree Traverse, I did a couple sections of the Arizona Trail, some backpacking out in Big Bend, and then just a lot of day hikes and stuff all around carrying stuff. I did a full gear list of my Joshua Tree hike, and not a lot has changed, but some significant things have changed. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link below. So the biggest change from my Arizona gear list was I got a new pack. So this is the Z-Packs Arc Haul 65-liter bag. So I actually went to a bigger pack, but in doing so ended up dropping about 2.5 pounds from my previous pack. I was on the fence of purchasing a really good, expensive, ultralight bag, but you know, after doing 10 miles of post holing or so, I decided it was worth the investment, and in dropping 2.5 pounds just off of the pack weight and the rain cover, I was able to add a handful of extra gear, kind of luxury items, and still keep my base weight under 12 pounds. Going through the big three, I'm still using my Enlightened equipment. I think it's the Revelation. It's the one without the closed foot box quilt. That thing has been amazing and I love it. And then my gear top, one-man trekking pole tent. And the one thing I did change on this was I hate stuff sacks. I hate like stuffing tent or rolling tents up and like fitting it into this little bitty compressed thing. So instead I picked up this bug net, a head net thing, and basically just shove it in there because it's way easier than sticking it in its original stuff sack. And with the 65-liter bag, it doesn't really matter. Like, I've got plenty of space for everything and I'm not too worried about it. Continuing on to my sleep system, this is a new Thermarest, the X-Lite or whatever it is mattress. My previous one popped in Joshua Tree, and I'm giving it a second shot. I got it replaced without having to pay for it, so I'm gonna try again. I'm still not sold on the inflatable mattresses. I'm pretty sure this will pop again just because it is what it is. If this one dies on me, I'm going to be switching to a foam mat. So we'll see, but again, they covered it, and so I'll give it another try. I have my backpacking pillow, which has been great. So going through clothes, I was able to add a couple things to this to make the trail a little more comfortable. Again, I lost 2.5 pounds simply by changing out the backpack, so I'm adding a little bit more comfort into my bag. A lot of this may change over the course of the trail, but it's kind of what I'm starting with. So I ended up deciding to go with the short shorts and tights combination versus the hiking pants. I really liked having that option to kind of layer and unlayer in the Arizona Trail where I was post-holing and then it was hot and da-da-da-da-da. And also I kind of looked at it from a weight standpoint. Even having 2 pairs of tights with the shorts was less weight than just the hiking pants. So going through this, I have redhead tights that are going to be kind of the base layer, and then my shorts, which will be kind of my daily wear stuff. And then for my upper layer, this is a long sleeve smart wool, merino wool, like Henley style shirt. I've had that forever, and it's been great. It's my favorite shirt. It's starting to get holes in it, probably won't make it the whole trail, but I'll run it until it falls off. And then a couple luxury kind of items I added were a pair of Fleece Tights, which these are rated for like down to 30 degrees. They're really warm and nice. And a smart wool t-shirt. Originally I was just going to bring the long sleeves, but again lost a lot of weight in the bag, so I decided to bring a t-shirt and use those as kind of more night camp clothes than anything. I have my two buffs. One is a warm buff and one is a UV buff, and then this bandana. And so between those three, I like wearing the warm buff quite a bit. The bandana and the UV buff will probably be used more for cleaning stuff. I don't want to mix my cleaning of cooking stuff with cleaning of my feet and nasty stuff. So that's why I'm kind of bringing two of that. Going on, another thing I've added is these, which are a smart wool sock liners. I've tried hiking in sock liners and I really hated it, and it gave me really bad blisters. But what I really liked about having these on the Arizona trail was as an extra layer of warmth, and also just simply a clean pair of long socks for the night. The other nice thing about these is they kind of work as a compression sock, which is pretty good whenever you're on your feet all day to kind of elevate and compress and get off your feet. So I'll be using those as sleep socks more than anything. Two pairs of Darn Tough socks. Those have been great. I've loved those. My awkward dad hat that I've had forever. Dirty Girl gaiters, and a pair of cheap fleece gloves, and my free beanie that I got out at the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. So that with my puffy jacket and my Ketchiquah rain jacket is the extent of my clothing for 6 months. So for my shoe choice, I'm going to be starting the trail in Ultra Temps. These are the trail runners that I've been using the entire time, and I really like them to an extent, but they do have their issues. They're very comfortable, but one thing I'm finding, this is my second pair, and both shoes on both pairs have ripped right along this seam after probably 300-400 miles. I've reached out to Ultra and they say, oh, you've used them too much, sorry. So I will be switching to Solomon's in Warner Springs. I found an REI sale, so they were like $40 for a pair of decent trail runners. So that was awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to those. And then in Kennedy Meadows, before I get into the Sierras, I will be switching to these, which are Ultras, the Lone Peak 3s. And the reason I'm using these is mostly because someone had posted on the Facebook group that they were giving away some shoes. They didn't like them, so they sent them to me for free. So I'm going to use them and enjoy the hell out of them. So I like these because they do have the higher ankle supports, and I think that's going to be good for the mountains. And also they're a lot warmer than like a typical trail runner would be. So I think those will do me well. We'll see what happens after that. I'm sure I'll run through probably 5 pairs of shoes at least. We'll see if I stick with Ultra or go with something else. Going through my cook set, I am cold soaking at least through the desert. So the only little thing I did was add a carabiner to my spoon, so that way I don't lose it and I can hook it to my bag. This is just the little Talenti jar. That's been great. For my food bags, I've got a 10-liter bag and a 5-liter bag. I think most people use like a 13-liter bag, but I have 2, and I don't want to buy another one, so I'm just kind of keeping snacks in the smaller one and meals in the bigger one. Water storage is pretty much the same as I've been using. Sawyer Squeeze, this is the Knox 2-liter bag, and then I will have 2 big Smart Water bottles, and then I'm probably going to switch this one for like a Gatorade bottle with a wider mouth and that's shorter. The shoulder pack on the Arc Haul doesn't really fit that long skinny bottle very well. And also I kind of want something with a wider mouth because I do a lot of like supplements and protein shakes and stuff like that, and it's just kind of a pain to funnel it into that little bitty mouth of that bottle. I have my headlamp that I picked up in Europe after I lost my other one. I've liked having this little bitty tripod and phone clip. My inReach, which I will be doing you know, emergency stuff, but also what's nice is being able to map the whole trail and kind of see where I camped and all that kind of stuff. A couple little USB chargers. One thing I did change was I switched to this, which is the Aki little port charger thing. I was using my international charger. The original plan was to use this guy just because I had it, but it's so much bigger and bulky, and it just kind of became a pain to haul around. Also, the USB didn't charge as fast. The one thing I was thinking that would be good about this is you can plug in other stuff, so I could always get a port, but you know, at the end of the day, that thing was like $10 and it was worth switching to. I've got my 10,000 milliamp battery. I'm using these Bluetooth headphones, which I really like the idea of using the Bluetooth headphones for a couple reasons. One, because it untethers me from my phone. I don't really like having my phone touching me while like I'm out, because the point is to be out. And also I like that they're battery powered, which means they will run out of batteries and not be usable. And that's hopefully going to keep me from like just completely being, you know, engulfed in podcasts and stuff like that, when I should be, you know, enjoying the nature and stuff like that. So I think having something that's battery powered is going to keep me accountable to how much I'm on my phone, rather than having something that I can access all the time. The other luxury item that I'm bringing, which we'll see how long it lasts, but I'm at least starting the trail with it, is a little fold-out Bluetooth keyboard. And this hooks to my phone. The reason I'm really bringing this is because I'm still planning on working along the trail. I've hired some great people here locally that are going to kind of man the fort while I'm gone, but I hate typing on my phone, and especially doing long, bigger projects. I think this is going to be really nice. It only weighs a couple ounces. It folds up really small. So this will be good just because I'm going to be blogging, I'm going to be working, I'm going to be doing, like, trying to maintain my life here. Again, we'll see how that goes. That's going to be a challenge, but, you know, I don't want to blow up everything just to go. Going through the last little bits, I've got the poop bag, which is baby wipes and toilet paper and the deuce of spades. My little like ditty bag, first aid, whatever stuff, and my little permits, which I cut down small and then wrapped in tape so they won't get destroyed. I will also be bringing a little notebook, a Sharpie, and I finally got rid of my big knife and am comfortable with just bringing the little knife. And then I have butt pad and my hiking poles, which they're disassembled right now because it's irritating to me that I can't bring them carry-on the plane to San Diego. So I had to take them apart to put them in a suitcase that I'll just leave there. One thing I did with these was I got just basically, it's a little pipe clamp and a screw that hooks onto this one. And what this allows me to do is basically hook this little clamp for my phone onto my trekking pole. So it's kind of a ghetto, like $1 selfie stick modification sort of thing. So that's kind of cool. And then also I wrap KT tape, which I use basically as Lugo tape, duct tape, and some wraps, bandage wraps along there, just to have accessible. The last little thing is I have my boxes ready to go. Mostly I need to get a bigger box for the Kennedy Meadow one, because that's getting my bear can and hopefully micro spikes and new shoes and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I got all that packed up. Fairly certain I'm bringing too much food and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of it will go into a hiker box. But such is life. It's all stuff that I've already purchased, and so that is it for now. It is 1 week until I will be at the southern terminus, and I'm super excited to get on trail finally. It's been killing me being like back here stuck for a little bit, but I'm really excited to get on trail. I will be flying to San Diego next Wednesday and have a day or two to kind of enjoy the beach and enjoy that area, eat a lot of food, and then get on trail. So if you want to follow along, I'll be here, Instagram Terraform Tiny Homes and Facebook Terraform Tiny Homes. Feel free to follow along, and see you guys out on trail.